Hey, what is up guys, Osman here, and today we shall be discussing about the Ryzen 7 1700 and why this CPU still to me at least remains the best bang for your buck, both for gaming as well as multitasking. Now, the question arises, is it still good enough to build a Ryzen 7 1700 PC at this moment in 2018? Or should you just wait around and get the Gen 2 of the Ryzen CPUs? Well, we'll find out in this video. So, let's take a look. So first things first, if you hear some noise in the background, I'm sorry about that. There's some construction going on in the background and I can't really help it. Now, coming to the CPU itself, this 1700 is an 8-core 16-thread CPU. So it's going to give you best of both worlds. If you're doing a lot of video editing and a lot of gaming, it will give you, or it will serve you both well. Now, the main question comes is whether you should wait for the next gen CPU or you should go outright and purchase this one. Now, the problem that will come with the next gen CPUs, which it was previously before with the Ryzen platform, is that the availability is going to be short. So if you consider that it launches in May and it's available to the mass public in May, you have to consider at least 1.5 months to 2 months after that, so that the price fluctuation is down, the availability is all in stock, and you get an average consumer will get their hands on the CPU right about 1.5 to 2 months if you are lucky. And but before that, the tech YouTubers will obviously get the CPUs, they'll benchmark it, so you'll roughly have an idea of whether you should pick this one up or not. Now, looking at all the speculations online, I assume that most of these CPUs will be the same architecture inside. Nothing dramatic is going to be changed. It's just that the clock speeds may be changed and minor tweaks may be done on the CPU. Now, if you feel that a higher clock speed is something that is worth waiting for, then definitely you should go ahead and do so. For me personally, what I made the decision while buying this CPU was that I needed something that was take care of both of the things that I wanted. One was multitasking, that is video editing. While video editing is going on, I would be able to do some other tasks as well, and more importantly, gaming. Now, the next few things that I want to discuss about the CPU is the cooler that it comes with. Now, you must have seen extensive testing about this cooler online. So I'm not here to tell you how good the performance is. I'm just here to tell you whether it is a good buy or whether you should invest in an external air cooler. Now, the cooler is extremely well between the 3.6 to 3.7 range. It's the max that you can stretch this cooler for. Now, this cooler, usually the chipset has a 3.7 gigahertz precision boost, so you're good up till that. Now, if you want the 2 more gigahertz of performance, you will have to invest in either a beefier air cooler, third-party air cooler, or a liquid cooling solution. Now, I would highly recommend that for starting right off, you overclock this up to 3.7, get it stable at that, see how performance is for you on your system, which I will be doing on this, and later on push it even further up to 3.9. Now, the reason why I didn't go for the 1700X or the 1800X is that you will just get 100 gigahertz more of performance, but the 100 gigahertz just doesn't justify putting more money into it. I found that the 1700X performs just as well as the 1800 or the 1700X based on different reviews and different benchmarks online. So if you're planning to pick this processor up, I think you should really go for it. Now, coming to its performance, the performance on this is blazing fast. Now, it is blazing fast up to a certain extent. I would rather call it a jack of all trades, king of none. If you want something that is going to be extremely demolishing any sort of gaming performance, specifically for gaming, this processor might not just be your cup of tea. I would rather suggest you go for the Ryzen 1600, as that is the maximum bang for your buck you can get for that CPU for pure gaming performance. Now, if you're looking at only video rendering, then this one is not the absolute best. Again, the Coffee Lake CPUs are far better than this particular chipset. It's been proven online, and there are some videos, I'll leave them links down below. So if you're bargaining which one to get, I suggest if you're going for pure editing experience, you should go with the Intel lineup, as they are more catered or they are more well optimized. Now, that being said, you've got to consider that you're going to throw in additional around $150 to $200 just to get a pure editing rig up and running. Now, if money and you're strapped on money just like how I am and I had a specific budget in mind, this CPU will fit you just about right. And the motherboard with which this one is compatible is also forward compatible for the next gen CPUs that are going to be launched. So that's really, really nice and an advantage for those who already have a 1700X or the 1700 and will move forward with maybe the next gen CPUs. Now, if you're deciding between a 1700 and the next gen 1700 maybe, then I think you should go with the 1700. A is because you'll still be looking at around 4 to 5 months of wait, and if you think that the wait is too long, jump the gun, go for it, because as these CPUs right now specifically are going for pretty much a good deal, and if you bundle it up with a compatible motherboard, you get even more savings. Now, just like this, I will be discussing all the parts as I'm in the process of building my ultimate editing / gaming rig. I will be discussing the motherboard and the GPU, why I chose and why I stuck with the GPU that I went for. You'll see in the upcoming videos. So if you like maybe a benchmark performance of my current system or a specific CPU usage test or a GPU usage test, do drop your comments down below. If you're new to this channel, I would highly recommend that you subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss any videos from me. And that being said, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Till then, you guys stay awesome.